trade union AMCU says that over 20,000 people are expected to attend the 10th Marikana commemoration at the infamous Marikana Koppie in the Northwest Province today. And that is where police shot and killed 34 mine workers on August the 16th, 2012. Mining Union AMCU says it will use this year's Marikana commemoration to highlight the work it has done in seeking better working and living conditions for its members. Along with the 34 mine workers who were killed, 10 more people, including 2 security officers and 2 police officials, were also killed days before the 16th of August 2012. Workers were demanding a monthly salary of 12,500 rand. Well, it was seconds, just a short burst of fire, and someone was just shouting, "Cease fire," and then they just stopped, all of them. These are the chilling recollections of SABC News journalist Lizette Labuschagne, recalling the fateful events that led to the killing of 34 mine workers on the 16th of August 2012, a day that would infamously be known as the Marikana Massacre. This is Lizette's story.
We were still in the hotel that morning when police called at around 5 o'clock to say that they will have an emergency press briefing at the London offices that they were using as sort of an informal meeting room. So we decided that we'll go there, and then based on what they are saying, we will then decide how we go for the rest of the day. So when we arrived there, we found the then Provincial Police Commissioner, General Mpombo, and she said to us on that morning that whatever happens today, we will end this here today, which to us meant that there was going to be some proactive movement from the police.
Recollections of a journalist of the moments preceding the mass shooting.
We saw people coming in trying to defuse the strike. We saw Bishop Shioka coming in. And the like, and then the mine workers approached us for the first time in the entire week that we've actually been there, and they said that we wanted to speak to the media, and they said fine. About 200 meters from where they were actually standing, they said, okay, now all females, you must please sit here, you cannot come closer to us. They had their own rules and regulations, these mine workers, so one of their issues was no women. So during the whole strike, we've not seen any women at Marikana.
Soon, mine workers broke their silence.
And they basically said that they were not here to fight, that they wanted the 12,500 rands, they wanted the mine to actually come and speak to them, and they wanted to engage directly with Lodman. They didn't want to speak to the unions. They were saying they are not part of NUM anymore. And remember, at the time, the mine was not willing to actually then allow AMCU to bargain on behalf of the workers. So that was a very, very short engagement. And we were then literally told to fall back, go back. And minutes after that, they literally started to deploy their nyalas that were standing sort of in a semicircle. And they started moving from this side here, and just as one started moving and going around. So when the first movement of nyalas happened, you could see that the workers were starting to get unhappy. They were moving their bodies. They were just not comfortable with what had been going on. And they then got up, and the group that was in the front was the ones that were initially then killed in scene 1.
Before she knew it, all hell broke loose.
So unfortunately, when they then breached this line from the public order police, a group of those TRT officials then started firing on those mine workers that were right at the front. I think it was seconds. It was literally just a short burst of fire, and then literally somebody who was just shouting, "Cease fire, cease fire," and they just stopped all of them. So by that time, most of those that were in the front were lying down on the ground.
And then reality set in.
And we then went, those of us that were quite close, and we counted bodies or people that were lying down. And the question among the media was, are they all dead? At that stage, we counted about 18 people that were lying there. So then scene 2 basically then started to happen here because we were not really focusing here. So what had happened when those first shots were fired, a lot of mine workers hid behind these small rocks everywhere. And a large amount of them actually started running into this open felt there. So you could literally just see this masses of mine workers running with the sun setting behind them.
10 years since the massacre and the trauma remains.
I had for very long not come back to Marikana. I think it was a very deliberate decision not to do so. I have been a journalist for quite a number of years when I first came to Marikana. And I think as a journalist, you do walk on the dark side of life. We do see people die, we see bus crashes, people killing themselves, severe violence to such an extent that, you are desensitized. People would want this casual conversation. You know what happened there? Were you there? It must have been very exciting. And I literally just said yes. Because I did not want to relive that continuously. So it's good to be back. I hope that we did justice to Marikana then. I think in many instances we wanted to tell the mine workers' story better. And I'm not sure if we have since then managed to do that.
Sintle English, SABC News, Marikana.